Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Magic and Miracles, where you learn how to be the magician of your life. My name is Anna, and I'm your most favorite manifestation coach under the sun. Reason why is because I spend the most amount of time with my clients than any other coach on the internet. If you don't believe me, go do the research. Most coaches spend about an hour a week on their clients via Zoom, or it's mostly emails and texts. I spend a tremendous amount of time because I coach mostly in audios and telephone sessions, as well as emails and text. That goes without saying in between those sessions. Mostly the way my coaching works is I have two main packages. There are other packages on my website, but the two most popular ones are the audio exchange, the unlimited audio exchange, and the unlimited telephone exchange. Now, what that means is that we exchange audios back and forth. Each audio of yours has to be 20-minute max. I go through your audio, analyze it, take extensive notes, get back to you with my feedback. And then we proceed throughout the months this way. That package also has 5 telephone sessions, an hour each. I usually go over, but an hour each. And in between, we can communicate by text and emails as well. The telephone session unlimited is very similar, except that everything, most of it happens in telephone sessions. We interact on the phone. Again, an hour each. I usually go over, but that telephone session is recorded and I go through that phone session and then take the extensive notes. When we reconvene at the next session, I give you my feedback and other analysis, and we keep moving forward. Now, there are also a telephone session package where I don't record anything and I don't take nearly as many notes, but we simply interact on the phone and I give you my feedback live. And there's also a text package that I recently included for those of you who want to simply interact with me by text. So there's other options, but like I said, for the most thorough help, I really do recommend that you have the audio unlimited package, because it's very thorough and you'll get the most out of it. It's really going in depth, starting with your childhood, adolescence, college years to the present year, to really, for me, to really be able to map out your history and really understand what troubles you're having and why. Okay, this is the entire situation. And then we go into working on your beliefs and, manifesting whatever it is you want. But for me, it's really important to understand the kind of person you are and what we're dealing with here. If you want to be coached by me, you do have to pre-book and email me. And also sign the coaching agreement. It's a very self-explanatory coaching agreement. It just alleviates some of the things that I don't really particularly want to deal with. But for people, for 99% of the people, it's very self-explanatory that I'm not a psychiatrist. You cannot disrespect me, cannot bombard me, cannot become a threat to me, these kinds of things. And that everything is confidential in my coaching, of course, unless you become a threat to me. And then, if it becomes, a problem, then, I will have to report it. That's the deal. Most of my clients, before going on YouTube, which was like a year ago now, I started coaching on YouTube. I was hesitant to do it because I kind of knew that some people are going to be a little bit troublesome. But I kind of wanted to do it because I wanted to offer the service, not just to, I mostly coached celebrities and like people in the entertainment before. But I really wanted to do something. Like around COVID, this idea came to me to start this channel. And I started talking about certain things. And then eventually, I thought up, well, maybe I should coach, and maybe I should make it, available to everybody, and not nearly for the price that I charge outside YouTube, but something that could be manageable for people. So that was the idea. If you have any questions about my coaching, please email me directly. My email is below. It's always best if you email me directly. You can also reach out via website. That's fine. I mean, that's totally fine. But I prefer if you just email me directly, with a confirmation of your booking, and then describing like a little bit what you want to work with on. Sorry. And then we get on the phone. The first session is always a phone conversation. I record that conversation, excuse me, with your permission, so that I have some, the ability to take notes later. And then we'll, proceed into your coaching. All right. I'm really inspired, which is why the back-to-back audios / videos to discuss. Like, I just really got inspired this morning. I had such a creative day yesterday. It was beyond. I had such a beautiful walk with my dog, just absolutely fantastical. The energy was supreme. I did so many creative things yesterday. I think like I lived 100 lives yesterday. It was fantastic. The energy is just sublime. And anyway, so why stop the inspiration, right? So I was inspired to talk about this. Okay, and this is what everybody tells me in my coaching and on my channel and this and that, and in the emails I get and blah blah blah. It's the confidence, right? But the topic of today, which is so obsessive for everybody, just about, and that I mock consistently, simply because, well, you'll see why. Well, you know why, I think, if you're on my channel. And by the way, if you're listening in and you like my content, please subscribe and share I would like to help as many people as I can. The subject of today is magically returning your SP. Okay, so everybody wants their SP back, right? How to get your fucking SP back, how to get her back, how to get him back, how to have them miss me, how to have them drop the third party, how to how to, have him propose to me already, and all this jazz, right? How to have them return magically. Can I tell you something? What it really comes down to is self-esteem, self-confidence. Okay, that's it. That's the recipe. If you've got your self-concept, everybody's like self-concept. I call it self-confidence. Okay, confident in your fucking power, that you're the shit, you're the golden Buddha, and nobody and nothing can stand in your way. That you're rock solid, no matter what. And I'll give you a little story. I think a lot of you know this story. About 15 years ago, I was in a very unhealthy relationship, like a tremendously unhealthy relationship. And this is not a story of bringing back your SP, so just pay attention to what I'm saying. It lasted about 3 years, and I was very young, too young to realize, and too naive, quite frankly, because my upbringing was very strict, very kind of like, piano lessons, and just about every lesson you can imagine, French lessons, Italian lessons, desert swimming, blah, 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 blah. And I had no time to kind of like really understand that there are other things in the world. And when I got into modeling, I was presented with people who do drugs, but I still didn't understand that they were doing them because I didn't even know what the fuck that looked like. And so when I got into the relationship with this person who, is very well known in the art, world, I didn't realize he was on drugs. And essentially that affected our relationships profoundly. And by the time I realized it, it was at the end of our relationship, and I confronted him and I said, you have got to quit. He didn't quit. And so I left. I basically left. But by that time, because of the dysfunction in our relationship, it was so, draining on me. It affected me so much that my self-esteem was in the fucking toilet. All right. And so when I left, I had to do a tremendous amount of work on me to bring my self-esteem back or to rediscover it all over again. Maybe one I never had, which is why I encourage everybody in my coaching to work on yourself, on your beliefs, on your drama, trauma panoramas, because trust me when I tell you, I had to do it for myself. I had to pick myself up off the floor and I had to rebuild myself brick by fucking brick. It was no easy task. It was tremendous work, but let me tell you something. It was fucking worth it. Because I left him and I started reading, I started researching, I started my first company. I started being my own person. And can I tell you something? Within less than a year, okay, I became a completely different person. One who didn't tolerate shit anymore. One who was on point about how things work in her life. No to this, yes to that. No to this, yes to that. This is what I believe that I deserve now. I will never put up with this bullshit again. And you know something? My reality changed completely and I only encountered men who treated me like a complete fucking queen. And if they fucking didn't, just one random idiot, just like in my coaching, I got rid of them immediately. Okay? I have no tolerance for that. And that's called self-esteem. That's called self-respect. But you don't have that unless you work on yourself. You don't have that unless you put in the work of stopping paying attention to what everybody else is doing and how they're behaving and this and that, to what you want, to what you're creating, the kind of power you have. All right? Now, whatever your situation is right now with your SP, I don't really care. Meaning, it doesn't matter what it is changeable. And it is changeable on a dime. Now, again, parenthesis here, provided it's not dysfunctional like what I just described to you, provided they're not on drugs, which is why I'm so adamant that please don't, if you're on drugs, please don't come into my coaching. It's dysfunctional, and unless that person is able to get rid of that dysfunction on their own, like, it's not going to matter how much coaching I do to you. It's like you need to address those things. You need to be able to save yourself. Nobody can save you, okay, in that circumstance. But other than that, if it's just a misunderstanding, if it's a third party, if it's whatever the situation is basically, or you didn't hear from them or no contact, you can turn that situation on a dime. How? You're paying too much attention to what they're doing. You're paying too much attention to what they're doing. Write it down. Stick it on your forehead. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because first of all, it's your creation. We know that. He or she is your creation. And you know what? If you had the self-esteem and the self-confidence intact, so much so that you said, and by the way, I don't care how pretty or not pretty you think you are. I don't think how handsome or not handsome you are. I don't care how rich or not rich you think you are. None of the shit matters. Okay? You can be any fucking body. But if you have the confidence intact, you have everything. You can go anywhere. You can do anything. All right? Capiche? So if you just said in yourself, in your mind, or directly to them, I don't care. Whatever you want to do is fine by me. Go do whatever you want to do. I'm going to be doing me over here. I'm going to take care of me. I'm going to do, whatever I please, meaning like building myself up, building my career, building my companies, going to pedicure, smelling the roses, going shopping, enjoying my life, and I mean sincerely enjoying my life, not just like pretending to enjoy my life, really enjoying my life with every fucking fiber of my being. They would come back immediately. First of all, they would be like, whoa, what is going on here now? What's this? from this like sappy person of like, oh my God, please come back, like me, please, because most of you are like this, okay? Not to disrespect anybody, but you're putting too much attention on what they're doing and you're reacting to this, and because of this, it doesn't fucking work, okay? That's why it doesn't work, because you're paying too much attention and you're reacting to it. If you reverse that shit and you say, I don't care, go fuck yourself, go do whatever the fuck you want, go hang from the tree upside down, I don't give a shit, like a monkey. Go parade with 300 third parties in front of me, do whatever the fuck you want, I don't care. You know how magical that is? It just turns the attention to you, that you're the special person here, that you have self-confidence, that you have the magic, that you have the power, that you're entitled to being fine. I don't care. Go do whatever the fuck you want. I'm okay without you, in other words. I'm totally fine without you. If you are in the energy of needing them, I need you now, I need your approval, I need you to love me, I need you to want me, and fucking forget it. It's awful to be in that energy, and I know how it feels because I was trying to fix my relationship with my drug addict ex, and there were 3 parties galore and all this fucking bullshit. I experienced all of that shit. But the thing is, and that's just, whatever, an example that's probably not the best example because it was a dysfunctional relationship, but nevertheless. But if you just say, it's about me, it's just about me, that's all, the energy would turn right back around to you and the magic would start to happen. This person would suddenly realize, wow, yeah, I think I made a mistake behaving like an idiot here. I think this person is confident for a reason. And the reason is that they're the shit, they're the golden Buddha. And I acted like an idiot in the past, I better go apologize. Energetically, that's how it works. When you take away the energy from chasing and directing it back to you, the person starts feeling it. The energy is taken away from them, and now you have the energy around you. You become the fucking magnet. And they're like, whoa, where did this go? Trust me when I tell you, even if you don't speak to them, even if you haven't spoken to them in years, and finally you stop thinking about them. How many times has this happened to you? You stop thinking about somebody, they come right back. All right? This is why. You stop chasing them energetically. You take back your power, you take back your energy, and you say, fuck you, go fuck yourself. Like, I'm fine by myself. I don't need you to love me. I don't need you to approve of me. I don't need you to ascertain that there will be no third parties. I am the decider of my life. I approve of me. I love myself. You want to hang around my orbit? Beautiful. But you're going to have to behave this way. Otherwise, forget it. That's the kind of self-esteem you have to have. And you know what? When you take back your energy, they really feel it on an energetic level. You stop chasing them, they're like, something's different. And then you become the magnet, you become the attractor, you become the someone who has all that shit that you wanted, and you didn't have to struggle for it. You know why? Because you redirected the attention towards yourself. The arrows of energy changed. It's just like that. If you are going towards your SP, you'll never get them. You'll never fucking get them because you're pointing the energy outwards from you. Okay, somebody just wrote me a lovely comment on the other audio, which was kind of like weirdly phrased, but nevertheless, it was lovely. I loved it. If you point it out, you're always chasing and you're never getting. When you redirect it back to you, you're the fucking magnet. And that's the deal. You can't fuck with a person who's stable and confident. You can't. You just can't. It's my way or the motherfucking highway. Period. The end. You may, get them upset for just a minute, or even angry, all right? Like some people do on my channel and in my coaching, and then I fucking drop them because they don't know how to behave, or respect themselves, really, But ultimately, the person who's got their shit together are rock solid. It's impossible to shake them. You know why? Because they're invested in themselves. They've invested in their life as a person, as an individual. They've invested in their knowledge. They've invested in their self-esteem, in their confidence, in the work on themselves. They know who the fuck they are. You cannot fuck with a person like that. You can walk up to them and say all the horrible shit in the fucking world, and you know what? That's just a reflection on you, darling. That's what you think about you. That person is unshakable. That person will be like, wow, what a confused little person. Really? I'm the idiot here? I think you should have a mirror in front of your face. Right? So that's the kind of solidity you're looking for. If you're seeing something you don't like, again, you can turn it around on a dime if you have your self-esteem intact. And that comes, and self-confidence, where it's like, if the work on yourself has been done and you're seeing something that you don't like, you say, okay, how interesting. I've recreated this. Obviously, I am the creator of my life. Now, how do I get to turn it around so that it serves me completely? That's it. That's the difference. But some people will never, there are two kinds of people in my coaching. 99% of them, admit to, having created their reality. And a couple of them will never admit that they created their reality. In fact, they blame everybody under the sun for their shit and still think that they're spiritual. I'm like, okay, good luck. That's never going to work. And that's the kind that eventually I have a tiff with. And so if you're not humble enough to be prepared to admit that you created everything and that there's nobody to blame but yourself for your situation, and on top of it, you lie about certain things, that's just, please don't come into my coaching. I don't have the fucking time or the patience. The unshakability comes with humility. With being humble enough to say, yeah, I created this shit. So now what? But now what? But so what? Now what and so what? All right, so I created this. I created the third party. I created this, that, and the other. But I am still the God of my reality. Good morning. How are you? And that's the power. That's the power of keeping your gut state vibration on. When you still go back to the drawing board and you're like, I don't give a flying fuck whatever happened. I don't care about what this person tells me. I don't care how shitty things seem right now. I know I'm the God of my reality. I know I'm God. So God says, who cares? I'm going to recreate my whole entire shebang right now on the dime right here. And magically, not so magically, but magically, you're in this mindset of that, even though this happened, my magic is still intact, untouchable, stationary, beautiful and wonderful. Nobody can fuck with magic, by the way. No matter how obnoxious people get, no matter how stupid they get, no matter how much somebody disrespects you or what shit happens, magic is untouchable. This is the energy of the universe. And the universe is always on your side, always benevolent. So no matter what, you can stand steady in your vibration. It doesn't matter. You don't matter. This doesn't matter. I know my truth. I know what I'm made of. That's the self-confidence that magically returns your SP. None of this matters. I know my power. When you're so much about yourself, about creating the best life for yourself as an individual, again, everybody evolves around you. You're the center of the world. Again, when you start projecting too much energy towards other people, anybody, I don't care who, the galaxy is disrupted. Like, imagine you're the sun and everybody just evolves around you, and the sun starts paying attention too much towards Jupiter or something. The Jupiter will be discombobulated. The Jupiter will run into another galaxy or something. You have to be in your God state power like the sun, all right? And that, quite frankly, doesn't come with any affirmation, doesn't come with any visualization. It comes with knowing who you are. If you really don't know that you're a God, it's going to be a challenge for you to do anything, that you want to manifest. To manifest anything. You can manifest certain things, but it's not going to be entirely the life that you want. Whether that's SP or anything at all that you're trying to manifest. But if you know that you're a God and you're stable in your vibration, even though certain things happen throughout the day and some people are, a little bit crazy and this and that, or a lot, you can be still on the road to success no matter what. No matter what. It's like, picture like a beautiful Rolls-Royce car with all the accoutrements, like, champagne and caviar included inside and fucking lobsters or whatever. And just around the Rolls-Royce, there's some, like, I don't know, flies or some stupid shit flying around and some people talking nasty shit. The Rolls-Royce is still the Rolls-Royce, darling. It shines like a fucking star, all right? And that's the mentality you have to have, where it's like some things may not go your way, or somebody may, say something, or da-da-da-da, but you're still the fucking Rolls-Royce, and therefore you always get what you want. Always, no questions asked, because you are the Rolls Royce. But if you picture yourself being a Toyota, no disrespect to Toyota, but please, okay? There's no comparison between Rolls Royce and Toyota. If you have the mentality of being a Toyota, you're a fucking Toyota who doesn't get respect. There's a reason why it's funny, because there's no respect towards Toyota. Anyway, so at the snap of your fingers, you can return your SP, but the work is you. Of course, you know this if you're on my channel. So your power lies in your magnetism, and the magnetism is produced by how much attention you're paying to yourself, to your life, to the development of self. How much effort are you putting in to become a better person, a better version of yourself? That's your magnetism. That's it. Thank you very much for listening. Until next time, ciao, ciao.